Welcome to toKako Waves Radio, where we tell our story together. Telling our African story is at the heart of toKako Waves Radio, and that is our mission. We believe that Africa is a continent rich in history, in culture, and diversity. We are committed to celebrating and preserving this heritage through our programming. Through our radio station, we provide a platform for Africans from all walks of life to share their stories, experiences, and perspectives. Whether it is through music, interviews, or discussions, we strive to amplify the voices of the Africans and showcase the beauty and complexity of our continent. One of the key ways we tell our African story is by highlighting the achievements and contributions of Africans on various fields, including art, music, literature, business, science, and technology. We believe that by celebrating our successes, we can inspire future generations of Africans to dream big and achieve their goals. We also seek to address the challenges facing Africa today, including poverty, inequality, and environmental issues. Through our programming, we raise awareness about these issues and encourage our listeners to take action to create positive change in their communities. At KWR, telling our African story is not just about looking to the past or the present. It's about envisioning the future. We believe that Africa has a bright future ahead, and we are committed to playing our part in shaping that future through our programming our outreach efforts. When all this is said and done, telling our African story together is about pride, unity, and empowerment. We believe that coming together and sharing our stories, we can build a stronger, more vibrant Africa for generations to come. So, in the studio with me today is Dr. George Wachiuri, the founder and CEO of Optiven Limited, one of the Kenya's top real estate companies in our country. Of course, he is with his wife, who is not on camera today, Mary Washuka, who is the director of strategy and operations. We also have one of his managers, Steve Boga, whom we shall hear from. Also in the studio with me is my co-host, Mary toKako, who is also my wife. Join us on toKako Waves Radio as we celebrate our past, engage with our present, and envisioning our future together. Karibuni sana, Dr. George Wachiuri, and Steve Mbugua, and Mary Waturi. I want to begin by inviting you to the studio, possibly begin by Mary toKako, to ask. You tell us a bit about yourself as you welcome the guests to the studio.
Thank you. Always a delight to be present here at KWR. Welcome our guests. It's absolute pleasure to be here, and we are honored by your presence. So welcome. My name is Mary Waturi toKako for all our listeners, co-host at KWR. I'm also very interested in entrepreneurship and investments, hence my delight this evening to have mentors and to have people who have succeeded in the arena of real estate and in our studio today. And always a pleasure to be with you, Dr. Johnson Kiriakou Wakenyua, as we host this interview this time.
Thank you very much, Waturi. And to kick us off, definitely is Dr. Wachiuri. Again, you're most welcome in our studio, Dr. Wachiuri. It's a privilege to have you here and for you to have your time, to set your time aside, even though we know that you have a very busy schedule being here in the United States. Kindly begin by introducing yourself and tell us who is Dr. Wachiuri.
Well, fantastic. Hello to our viewers, and I'm so happy to be here at KWR. And my name is Dr. George Wachiuri, and I'm so happy that I've been visiting the US, and I work in Kenya. I lead a company called Optiven Real Estate, and before that, I have done many other businesses. I'm also an elder in the church. I'm a church elder. I fellowship at Destiny Life Church. And I'm also an author. I've authored 3 books. One of the books is called Soar Like an Eagle. I have another one called Unleash Your Full Potential, How to Start Small and Build an Empire. I have another one called After the Pledge. And all these 3 books are available on Amazon. And we sell these books to raise money for the foundation. I'm also the chairman for Optiven Foundation, a philanthropic wing whereby we are supporting a lot of our people. So I am the chairman there. And definitely I'm leading a team of about 600 people, employees, call them partners, that work with Optiven Vision. And we say that our goal as Optiven, as a team leader, as a CEO, is to ensure that we are champions of socio-economic transformation. I'm also a father. I have 2 boys and a girl, and I'm married to one wife, Mary Washuka, and I love people. I do mentorship. I have a huge program for mentorship. I mentor career people and business people under Dr. George Wachiuri School of Mentorship. It's a virtual school of mentorship, but graduation is physical. So I sponsor it, so you don't pay anything. You only pay 2,000 Kenya shillings to join philanthropy. And this is one of the ways of empowering our people. Right now, we are doing cohort 5, and we are registering for cohort 6 next year, God willing. And I'm here. I am here in this studio, Keriako studio, and we are very excited to see what Dr. Kenya is doing to the community, not only to African community, but across the world.
Thank you, Dr. Ari, and it is good to have you in the office again. I see you here with one of your manager. Possibly introduce who he is, and then he can tell us a little bit about himself as we kick off our conversation tonight. Wachiuri.
Okay, fantastic. Yes, I have one of my senior managers. This is Steve Mbugua. He's among the many other senior managers that I work with, because Optiven is a very structured organization, and he has been that for the last 10 years. And we are here with him, and he can tell us what he's up to in this big continent of United States of America.
Thank you, Steve. It's good to have you in the studio today. Yeah, take the mic.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate. We are here with Dr. Wachiuri, the CEO of Optiven, and my team leader. And we are here courtesy of Keriako TV. We are so much humbled to be here this evening. And we are here to talk about Optiven journey, and also to share the kind of project that we do at Optiven. Thank you so much.
How long have you been with Optiven?
Interestingly, I've been with Optiven for the last 10 years. I would say Optiven is home. Optiven is a family. We work together with the whole team. We are many of us, and I'm one of the senior sales manager with Optiven. And I thank God for working with a company that believes in its people, the company that has the core values, the company that we believe in ourselves. We work together as a team. We don't compete with each other. We only complement one another. And we are here to give hundreds of Kenyans title deeds. We are here to talk about investments and how we have been able to transform the society in Kenya, and how we are helping diaspora to invest back at home.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Dr. Wachiuri, we know that when you look at a thing, like a company like Optiven, sometimes we just see the tip, but we know it's a tip of an iceberg. There is a huge cooperation that is, that is under, that we don't see. And I have read one of your books where you have talked about a journey that you have come. So I know it is not, you didn't start at the top, you started somewhere. Would you be kind and let us hear a bit about that journey in a short way, and at how you eventually dreamt of Optiven, which is becoming now almost, a humongous company in our country, Kenya.
Well, thank you, our listeners and our viewers, and Dr. Kiriako for the question. Yes, I would say that when you see an entrepreneur, there is a lot of things that happens in the mind of an entrepreneur, and even before an entrepreneur comes out there in public to say, yes, I'm running this successful business. I remember when I was a very young man, I started when I was 13 years old, whereby I was taking some cabbages from our village, a place called Edarasha, all the way to Moiga, traveling from my core village, Labora. And that was a small business. And I learned a lot of things when I was 13 years, 14 years. Of course, going to high school, there were challenges of school fees, going to the university. It was not easy. The university, I was actually doing 3 businesses there. I was shaving people. I was also washing people's clothes to raise fees. And I was also making my small house as a library. So, and I've also a cameraman. Every time you go for missions, I'll take photos. And that's how I was raising money to ensure that I am remaining in the campus, because we were extremely, very, very poor background. Of course, going out there in the field, I knew that I must get a job. Otherwise, I go back to Kieni, whereby I was not sure how life is going to be. And thoughts were coming. Now, George, what do you do? And definitely I was able to look for a few assignments out there. I remember looking for a job, and I did over 300 job applications. By the grace of God, I got 3 calls for the interviews, got 1 job as an accountant. After about a few months, I was caught talking in the office. I was fired by an Asian guy. And then by the grace of God, I got another job in Kakuma refugee camp, worked there for a while, joined World Vision, worked in Somalia. I also later on joined the IOM, International Organization for Migration. And finally, I worked for UNICEF. Later on, I resigned and I went to full-time business. And when I went there, I was a bit energetic. I was saying, hey, I'll teach people how to do business. And I think somebody had that pride. And the first thing I did, I lost all the money that I had saved for over 10 years. The story is big. It's available on my book, Soul Like an Eagle. You can read it. It's available on Amazon. But after that, there were many other businesses. I said, okay, this one has collapsed. I will start another one. And I remember starting over 15 businesses that collapsed. I did car hire, it collapsed. I did tours and travel. I was auctioned. I did water packaging on a partnership. It collapsed. Optiven is a 16th one. But by the grace of God, I remember one time I lost 5 million and I had no money. I had no office. I was kicked out of the office. I lost all the friends. I had 3 friends, God himself, my pastor, and my wife, Mary. And I remember that time I was in a park in Kenya called Uhuru Park, and I was there with my Bible, a notebook, and a pen. I told God, I have been down there without money, no resources, no friends. God, restore me again. I remember telling God, if you restore me, 3 things will happen. I'll never be proud. I also told God I'll be giving to the ministry, I'll be giving to religious institutions and also to the society. And that's how the foundation was born. And then I told God, if you restore me, I will serve you. That's why one of the things I do is serving God. And after 1 year of agony and a lot of strain, God restored me. And Optiven started growing, slowly by slowly, started growing. And today, the story is different. Today, Optiven Group is one of the biggest companies in Kenya today, supporting many communities, supporting many staff that are working with Optiven. And by the grace of God, we have a bigger vision. We are saying by the year 2041, we want to be in 20 African countries. And we're also eyeing other continents like United States of America. And by the grace of God, we say that George Wachiuri is not the owner of Optiven. The real owner is the people working there, is the community. And I'm happy that the company is growing. And I also encourage entrepreneurs out there, even when the things are tough, remember you need God to succeed. You need God to succeed. Every morning you wake up, say a prayer, say today good things are going to happen. I also tell entrepreneurs that it is important to value people, because at the end of the day, you cannot work alone. You work with people. And once you work with people, the other strategy that have worked for us is to ensure that share what you have with the communities. One of the things we do in our foundation is to ensure that we are touching many other less deserving, members of the population, to ensure that they are accessing school, they are accessing, basic needs. I remember the time like now we have floods in Kenya. We are able to support a lot of families to survive. And I'm happy that by the grace of God, God has been enabling us to support as many people as possible We have programs for older people. We have programs for the girls. We are supporting about 40 schools. We supply sanitary pads to these schools. We have a huge program for giving wheelchairs. We call it mobility that brings a smile, whereby we give a wheelchair and somebody sit on that wheelchair and they smile. We have a program for senior citizens, socials and gukas. Last year, 3 years ago, we did 15 houses in somewhere in Mwingi North, whereby we are identifying these very deserving old people, doing 2-bedroom house for them and praying for them. Some of them are getting born again. And now Optiven is no longer a company, it's a movement. And for me, I am a leader of this movement that transforms not only the people, but also the way people do things. Not only for Optiven, but even those who I mentor.
Welcome to the coastal paradise of Kenya, where beauty meets investment opportunity. Nestled in the heart of Vipingo lies a hidden gem awaiting discovery for Kenyans and the global citizens. Ocean View Ridge Vipingo by Optiven. Just a short journey from Nairobi, accessing this haven is convenient. Whether you choose to travel by road, air or rail, with options like Nairobi-Mombasa Highway, flight to Mombasa Airport, or the SGR Mombasa terminus, your journey is seamless. Situated approximately 30 minutes from Mombasa, 28 minutes from Vipingo Airstrip, and within easy reach of popular destinations like Mtwapa, Sultan Palace, Sun and Sand Beach Resort, Sarova White Sands Resort, and a world-class golf course. Indeed, Ocean View Ridge offers proximity to the best of the coast. But what sets Ocean View Ridge apart are its God-level amenities. From lush trees dotting the landscape to well-maintained internal Maram roads, every detail is meticulously planned to elevate your living experience. A grand entrance gate welcomes you, while solar street light ensures safety and security even after the sun sets. And that is just the beginning. For more information on this unique investment opportunity, contact Optiven on 0723 400 500. Your coastal dream awaits at Ocean View Ridge, Vipingo.
Optiven, Optiven, you know I shine bright. Optiven, on your property.
Wow, you are truly a man with a lot of wealth, and not just wealth, but quite convincing. And I've listened to many of your broadcasts, and the same vibe, the same fire, starting from that 13-year-old to where you are today, and even to experience you. I want to bring in Waturi so that she can make a comment in hearing the story of George. What comes to mind, and what question do you have?
Yes, thank you. Your story is very inspirational, like it has been shared. And there's something the senior manager said, and you backed it up by saying that you invest in the people in the company, and it's a company that values the people. I wonder if there are things that you could tell entrepreneurs of people building companies and attempting to work with people. What are some of the strategies you have used to make the employees or the people working with you feel valued and important to a point of saying Optiven is family?
Well, thank you, Waturi, for that question. You know, they say that one of the things that make companies succeed is the way you treat your people. And I want to encourage people who are listening to us or who are watching us that if you're working for an organization, the people you work with, when you come in the morning, greet them, say them good, tell them good morning. Don't come there with moods. You know, when a leader comes there with bad moods, the entire organization becomes moody, including those, not only the people. So when you enter that office, say, hey, good morning, people. And once you are positive, they call it PMA, positive mental attitude. Once you spread that positivity, the entire organization, the culture is going to be positive. Number two, every time you work with the people, please don't tell them. Let them tell you. Listen to them. People need to be listened to. Even if you have an opinion, don't impose your own opinion. Don't say, hey, Optiven, let's sell this property in Mombasa. No. Ask them, how can we sell this property in a better manner? Let me tell you, these people give you fantastic ideas. And then number three, respect the people you work with. Don't abuse them. Don't go there and be bossy. be part and parcel of them. That's why for me, I'm not called a CEO. I'm not an MD. Steve has called me here team leader. I am a team leader. My job is a facilitator. And then for all the entrepreneurs, the best leadership skill is not dictatorship. The best leadership skills is inspirational leadership. For me, what I do every morning, because at Optiven, in the morning we pray. Prayers are mandatory. 8 to 9 is prayers. After prayer, I inspire them, inspiration. And not only me, senior managers like Steve Boga, who is here, also inspires other people. And once you lead through inspiration, the company has no choice. The company must expand. The customers will expand. And then definitely keep mentoring on how to treat customers, mentoring how to treat internal customers, because staff alone or what we call partners, they're also customers. And then external customers. They say when an internal customer is happy, the external customer is also happy. Optiven has been rated among the best companies in customer service in East Africa today. We're also given an award, as an organization. And this, an advice I give to entrepreneurs. When you hire, don't just hire people from your village. Hire people from across communities. Optiven got an award on diversity. It's a face of Kenya. Every person works in Kenya. If you count 45 tribes in Kenya, at least we have about 40 of them. We have Maasai, we have Luos, we have Kikuyus, we have Kabas, we have all of them, we have Kalenjins, and we are very intentional. I want to ask entrepreneurs listening to me, when I come to your organization and I hear that you only talk your local language, I know there's a problem here. Optiven, if you talk Kikuyu, because I'm a Kikuyu myself, 90% of the people won't hear what you are saying, because we are very intentional to balance. And another thing I also tell people, and there's a secret for success for any organization. As a leader, remember you don't own resources that company owns. There's something called cash flow that is killing a lot of companies. I'll look at the statistics in Kenya today, and they were saying the last 5 years, we have closed down 2.2 million companies. They have closed, and they say one of the reasons is cash flow management. A lot of entrepreneurs, they don't distinguish between their money and the company money. Personally, I earn a salary. I can't go to Optiven and pick money. That's why it requires discipline as a business owner. That company money, it is not your money. So, and maybe those are things I train. I coach people during the people I mentor at Dr. George Washiuri's Mentorship, available on my YouTube. And this is really making many companies thrive, because at the end of the day, our companies must thrive.
Thank you very much. Steve, you've said you've been with the company since 2014.
Yes.
If I caught you correctly. What brought you into the company, and how is it working with a man like Dr. Wachiuri?
Thank you so much for hosting us this evening. And I have also, as I mentioned earlier, I said that I joined Optiven 10 years ago, and I thank God for this successful journey. I think the mentorship itself, the environment itself, and the culture really motivated me a lot. When I stepped into that office, when I did the interview, I saw God in a miraculous way, because the environment was very positive, very friendly team, and since then I've never thought of leaving Optiven. It's a family, as I have said. We have gotten a good leadership, good mentorship. We usually work together well as a team, and also even you become motivated because you are inspired. Inspiration comes from inside, and we are told that the fish rot from the head. So if you follow good leadership and you get that mentorship, and you become so much focused, when you create that goal, you say Optiven is heading this way. Also yourself, you are motivated. You feel that, Steve, where do I belong, and what am I focusing? 5 years to come, what do I want to achieve? And I thank God, because I have grown financially, mentally. I have grown also family-wise. Also, I have grown because I got a family since I joined Optiven. Right now, I have 2 boys, and I thank God that Optiven has really grown me in many dimensions. And Mr. Wachiuri also inspired me as Steve Mbugua personally, and I was able to write a book called Born to be Great. And I thank God for that. It's a milestone. Even the opportunity coming to diaspora to come and visit our customers and talk to them and encourage them to invest back at home, it is something we cannot take it for granted, because not so many organizations can pay a flight all the way from Kenya. You come here in Keriako TV here in California to speak about Optiven, and we thank God for the leadership of Optiven and also the directors for this opportunity. And also, it's because of our customers also. We really appreciate them, we value them, we work with them, and also we are so much humbled because of hosting us here. Thank you so much.
Wow, absolutely. And whenever I see both of you on television, you can tell on particularly when you go on live, on Facebook Live, you can't tell who is the CEO and who is the manager, and even how you guys gel together. Has it always been like that, with the people that you work with, Dr. Wachiuri?
Yes.
The way it's amplified between you and Steve when you go onto live?
Yeah, I would say that Optiven, you have created a very, very strong bond. Actually, Optiven is a family. And there's a joke in the office. We have our offices in Absa Plaza, Loiter Street, and other bigger offices in Karen, Zamani Business Park in Karen. And we have another office in Nakuru, an office in Nanyuki, an office in Pwani. And we have other offices. And there's a joke that is told that Optiven is more than a family. It's only in Optiven whereby you are closing work at 5 and people don't want to go home. In the morning, we ensure that this family thing is not only a family thing, it's a happy family. Someone asked me one day, George, how comes every morning I see trays and trays of bread being ferried to your office? I say yes, because we want our people, when they come to the office, tea is always available. Bread is always available. Ukikuwa pale unakula, you eat properly and you feel this is home. And the way we treat each other, by the way, we have rules at Optiven. We say you cannot shout to anyone. So we are a family. Even the way we raise your voice, even bosses, you cannot distinguish bosses and their juniors, because we are one team and one goal. And that's a culture that we have grown. And it has grown based on various factors. We say one of the values of this organization called Optiven is honesty. So whatever you tell customers, either internal or external, it is honesty. If Ocean View reach Vipingo, it is 4.5 kilometers. It is not 4, it is 4.5. If Ocean View reach Vipingo, we are going to do Maram compacted roads. It's not tarmac, it is Maram compacted. If it is a property in Nakuru, 1.2 kilometers, it is not 1, 1.2. So honestly, we insist we train on it. We also say that we are professionals, professionalism, the way we conduct our business. If the title deed is taking 1 year, it is not 9 months, it's 1 year. If it is 6 months, it's 6 months. Doing things in a professional manner. And then we also say, as an organization, we are innovative. We do things differently. We think differently. And this has made this organization to be the top of the top. And we make a joke that for us, like for example, our social media, we say we compete with Safaricom and the KCB and those big brands. We don't compete with the other people in real estate. We compete with other bigger brands to ensure that we are better. We also say that, customer service is our core. I don't know whether you had some testimonials on our social media platforms, how we treat customers when they come to us. And we have been there's a testimony given by one of our customers here in California and said, Optiven systems is like American systems, the way we treat our customers. Personally, my phone is public. I don't switch off my phone. I am able to respond my messages, and that's the way we train all our people. So it's a very warm organization. So those people who are listening to us and you want to work with this brand called Optiven, please, we are always hiring. You can go to our website, www.optiven.co.ke, check out careers. If you find something appropriate, please apply. And by the way, you don't need to know anybody at the Optiven to get a job. You only need to know your skills. You only need to know that you are knowledgeable. You only need to apply there and then try your luck. You are able to be interviewed. Of course, we get out of applications, but we are very fair in our recruitment. So Optiven was actually got an award as one of the best employers in East Africa. And I'm happy that you have not gone down. We can only go up to provide opportunities for our people as a brand, because now Optiven is bigger than George Wachiuri, and it's going to be bigger than all of us because God is in there. When you pray for your organization, God comes.
Recent times, people have craved projects with a blend of luxury, convenience, and affordability. And at Optiven, we have recognized that fact, and we are offering you value by developing projects where you can live, work, and relax. Well, here are some of the things that you probably didn't know about our premium project that we have in Vipingo, Ocean View Reach. Now, did you know that this is a 4-star project? It means that we have water reticulated to each and every plot. Then we have a manned state-of-the-art gate. We have the caretaker on site. We have well-done compacted marram roads. We have electricity on site. And we have the solar street lights. That's amazing, right? Now, this is an amazing, beautiful, inclusive property. And to spice things a little bit, it is a leasehold property. That means it's open to all nationalities. So wherever you are in the world, you can be part of Ocean View Ridge Vipingo by Optiven. Now that you know you can enjoy all this and more from as low as 1.75 million. And we also have different sizes to invest.
You have talked a lot about, values that and the culture of this company. And one of the things that I picked up quite early in this interview, you did talk about being sensitive to who we are as a community, as a Kenyan community. And I've heard in your recruitment, you're very, very intentional. Is there a goal behind this? Is there an objective in all these? While we know that to some people, Kenya is a divided country, and Kenya is a country of contrast.
Well, one of the things that as a person I discovered is that the people to fight tribalism is not politicians. The people to fight tribalism is business people, is entrepreneurs, is Christian leaders. We are the people, and we cannot fight tribalism or finish tribalism by the word of mouth. We must be practical. When people come to audit organizations, they must see for sure this organization has balance. And I'm so happy that when people come to benchmark, because we have received people from Ghana, people from Rwanda to benchmark with Optiven. When they come to benchmark, even in Kenya, they say, wow, there's something to pick to learn from Optiven. And I want to, and even the time I do mentorship, that this is one of the topic I teach them, that please make sure your organization is balanced, because a seed starts very small, and this seed becomes a mustard seed. So if we can start small fighting this tribalism, I can tell you one day we are going to win this war, and this war is going to be won. People should not be discouraged, and we have to do our part, and then our politicians do our part, other entrepreneurs do their part, the churches do their part, and we shall win this battle sooner than later.
Waturi?
Wow, what inspiration is that, really, in a country where we have heard so much about dishonesty that derails a lot of genuine work, that derails dreams. It is very inspirational to hear there are people on the ground who are working with honesty as one of their principles. That's very, very inspirational, and thank you for sharing it with us and with our listeners this evening. And I will ask a question in regard to that. For example, here in the diaspora, there is the narrative that it is difficult to invest in Kenya because of the corruption, because the title deeds may not come out as expected, payments are inflated, that kind of thing that is corruption, which is really a common language in everything that we talk. How do you combat the greed that is almost systemic in many of the systems within your organization?
Well, thank you, Waturi, for that very intelligent question. One of the things when I went to real estate, that time I was lecturing at Days University. I was a lecturer there. And somebody told me, Wachiuri, Yani, are you crazy? Are you mad? You are going to an industry that is rotten. Yani, can't you do something else? You are going to sell properties, to sell land. How now? I told the person, I am going there. I am going there to make a difference. And I went home and did a generalize. I'm going to make a difference in real estate. Today, we are able to mentor other younger real estate. And we have quite a number that are doing something very credible. And for 24 years, we'll be celebrating our 25 years. For 24 years, we are changing the face of real estate. Yes. And I'm happy that there are quite a number of companies that are real, they are genuine, and Optiven is leading from the front. And it is not a walk in the park. Sometimes we buy properties and we are also scammed. But when we are scammed, we don't pass this to our customers. We take that loss. I did a book the other day. It's called After the Purge. We were scammed. We are conned 220 million Kenya shillings. We went to the bank, borrowed that money.
220 million?
Borrowed money and paid back people their money. That book is available on Amazon. This was a statement that even us, we are conned. We don't pass this to our customers. And that's the call I tell people. As an entrepreneur, if you make a mistake, if you goof, please take care of your mistake. Don't pass to the customers. And that's you find that Optiven is always leading the pack. And I always pray another scam isikuje, because businesses are protected by God. And I'm happy that we celebrated 25 years and God has been faithful. Even after losing that money, God has not stopped expanding us. We have not stopped giving our tithe. We have not stopped supporting the communities. We have not stopped recruiting. And for me, every time there is a challenge, it's a time to shine. Every time there's a challenge, it's a time to make things better. And that's why I like mentorship. They say mentorship is better than experience. Experience is painful. And that's why for me, I said I'll do free mentorship so that people don't lose the way George Wachiuri has lost for the last 24 years. It is possible and doable to do good business, straightforward business without corruption, without conning people. You can be able to earn genuine money in the Republic of Kenya, because Kenya is beautiful. Kenya is amazing. Kenya is land of opportunities. If you see places Chinese are coming, places the US people are coming to invest, Egyptians are coming to invest. Kenya is a beautiful, beautiful country. So those who are discouraged that I cannot do business in Kenya, let me tell you, it is possible to do clean business in Kenya. Optiven is there. George Wachiuri is there. Come and you can mentor you.
Thank you. Which brings me to another question before we get to Mbugua, because I want to hear more about the place of technology and social media. But before we get to that, Steve, I want to ask Dr. Wachiuri, because of what you've just mentioned about, the challenges that have been there, including you writing a book because you are conned into something. And we know, as Mary did mention, that our state, to some extent, corruption is still very real. You did mention that you are a church elder, and you kind of brought it out at the very beginning of our conversation. Do you find your faith informing anything that you do or everything that you do? And if so, how?
Well, I would say that it is so nice to be a believer, a Christian, a business leader. Because when you are out there in business and you're born again, you are a book that people are reading without your permission. And when you're out there and say, hey, wait a minute, you can be born again and you can be able to lead a very successful organization. And let me tell you, the best manual for business, the best manual is the Bible. Every time you read the Bible, you read people like, people like Solomon, people like Abraham, people like Isaac, people in the Bible who are even doing business. The Proverb 31 virtuous woman. You read those stories and you see, wow, wait a minute. There are so many principles that we can use in the Bible. And for us at Optiven, that's why we say, from the word go, we said we have to start with the word of God. In the morning, across all our offices, it is mandatory. We always start with prayers. And it started when we were very young. I remember that time, one time we had a small office in Gillifilan, and we bought seats. We were only 3 staff. And every morning we are praying for those seats, say, God, people are going to sit on these seats. And there was nobody. And within 6 months, we were 8 people. So all the seats we were praying for, they were full. We moved office to Absa Plaza. Barclays Plaza then, and we also bought more seats. I remember buying about 50 seats, and we were praying for those seats. God, bring people to sit here. And within another 1 year, the entire 50, there were people sitting on those. Guess what? We did 300.
Wow.
People filled up those seats. We did 600 seats. People filled up. Right now, we are trusting God for 30,000 seats. And I can tell you, before I go to be with Abraham, Optiven is going to be an employer of 30,000 people. It is possible, it's doable, because we serve a God who owns the universe.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And that came out, even when you shared the sermon that you gave. I had to go back to, as we talked this evening, to Proverbs 31, and we did talk about it and look at it from a different perspective, particularly when it comes to entrepreneurship. In the interest of time, Steve, I know and I've seen you work together with Dr. Wachiuri a lot in social media. What role, and Dr. Wachiuri, you can add into that, what role does, because I think you're one of very few companies that I've seen that have grown to the level that you are, where the CEO and the managers are upfront within, in that social media world. How is it? What is its place in that, and how do you do it? Too many questions. I hope you get my point.
Okay. I will start with Steve, and I'll add some.
Let's start with Steve, and then Daktari uongeze. Yes, Steve. So mwogope, unaonekana kama unamwogopa.
Ndio swali yako.
Ni ngumu. Nirudie.
It's okay, yes.
Okay. So Steve, I have noticed that you work very well with Dr. Wachiuri on such a platform, and you are very engaged, and you look like there's an aim to it. Like you just don't do it for the sake of being out there in public. What is the place of social media in the company, and how do you make sure that that goal is met? Social media and technology.
That's a very interesting question. Thank you so much for that one. I would say that we usually work together with our team leader, Dr. Wachiuri. Not only myself, even the other team, Akina Muteti, the rest of the team who are in Nairobi, and the others are in Australia, others are in UK. And I would say that social media is a very key thing. And our team leader usually says that any business that is not on social media, it's not a business, because you need to be outside there. For us, it is like we are preaching the gospel to all our customers, to Kenyans, that they need to invest with Optiven, because Optiven has been the business for the last 24 years. We have been tried, we have been tested, and we want people to become part and parcel of Optiven family, because we are out there. I know there have been many issues on people who have invested with other companies. But for us, we usually talk about Optiven, what we have done and what we have been successful with. And that's why we like calling each and everyone to come and join Optiven family. So we have a very good social media platform where we talk about investment. Our Dr. Wachiuri speaks about mentorship. As he has mentioned earlier, we talk about like recently we were talking about the boosters of success. We want to encourage people, because not only investment, we as Optiven, as we said, our business is to socially and economically transform the society. So not only we focus on selling properties, we make sure that people are thriving well, people are succeeding in all areas of life. That's why we have all the topics we mentioned with Dr. George Wachiuri about the success, about family, about boosting success, about how you can be able to thrive when things are bad, either in times of when the economy is not doing well, the time of COVID. We usually work together, and as Optiven, because you have to have that passion. That's why I'm so much passionate, because ukiingia Optiven unadungwa ni kama umedungwa sindano. Unakuwa Optiven kabisa. Unakuwa jeshi ya Optiven, unakuwa green. So you have to speak positive. By the way, one thing I've realized in life, the moment you become positive, you attract success, and you become also there's positivity within you. Even the people that you hang around with, you transform them to become positive. And the moment you become positive, you achieve greater things and you achieve success. So I would say Optiven is a movement. At Optiven, it's a booster where everybody must align to the vision. The other thing is about the vision of Optiven, and also the focus, because our focus is very clear. Our vision is very clear, to settle Kenyans and also to empower people to invest back at home. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Boga. I think I can add something that for us at Optiven Group, for the last 24 years, we have invested heavily on technology, and also we have developed our own application. Like, for example, if you want to book a property, Steve Boga does not need to consult Nairobi. Everything is online. Steve can be able to book for your property. It moves out of the system. He can issue you a receipt, and the whole system is actually coded. And we are happy that we are able now to expand in many other spheres. And social media, yes, somebody told me that, my mentor told me that visibility brings credibility. Credibility brings profitability. So once you are visible,
Can you say that again?
Visibility brings credibility, and credibility brings profitability. Once you are visible out there on social media, I can tell you, when people think about investing in Africa, they will think about Optiven. And I'm happy that lately we have been able to attract not only Kenyans, but also people within Africa, whereby we are able to sell to them this property in Mombasa because it's a leasehold. Why? They see us on social media. I remember the other day, I did a video about our foundation, and I was talking about we were looking for money because now the education system in Kenya has tripled. It's very expensive. I did a video that said, we have 41 children that need to go to TVET, but we have no money as Optiven Foundation. The money has been paid to all these other 600 students and you have no money. Somebody in the UK, an elderly man saw the video and called me, say, hey, how much money do you want? Of course, quickly I said, we want 3 million to take these people back to school. I thought it was a joke. He sent me a proposal. I did a proposal in 2-3 days. Within a week, we had money. Can you imagine? And then this man has never come to Kenya. So every time these people go to school, we do a video for these students, and every other 3 months, he supports them. The power of social media. So if you are there, please don't fear Facebook. Some people fear backlashes. Of course, they say every successful person, 10% of the followers or the people that are following you, they hate you. And if you don't have haters, you are not going anywhere. You must have 10% of the people who hates you. So if they abuse you on social media, please don't abuse back. Just ignore it. There's something I call Kibakism. Kibakism is from Kibaki. Kibakism means just ignore. Kibaki is to ignore things. And when you ignore things, let me tell you, you become more popular like Kibaki was. Kibakism.
Well, thank you very much. What a way of bringing it up to almost, at the top of things, with reference to Kibaki. Because for me, what I remember of him, not just ignoring, but he also said, you can shine and let everybody else shine. Fantastic. You don't have to darken others for you to shine, that we can all shine together. And that's what I'm hearing about Optiven. Mary, do you have something to ask or add as we move on? We have 2 or 3 other questions. We want to stay within the 1 hour mark.
I think as we are discussing, and thank you so much for the insights that have been shared so far. And I will ask a question about the mentorship program, and maybe just curious about what kind of entrepreneurs or what kind of people are you mentoring? Are they just people who are out to make, for businesses that make money? Because there are many kinds of businesses, NGOs, community organizations, and that kind of groups. What kind of people are attending the mentorship program?
Well, thank you, Mary. This Dr. Wachiuri School of Mentorship has been there for a number of years. I remember when I was younger, I started with what I was calling a PTT, Personal Transformation Talks. We used to have talks in 680 Hotel. That time I used to target people who are in school and those who are looking for jobs. And it was a very successful mentorship. Then it graduated to G2G, at St. Andrews. It was good to great. Now I accommodated anybody who is thinking to do business or somebody who is in business, and it was extremely successful. G2G, Good to Great Mentorship by Dr. Wachiuri, now graduated to Dr. Wachiuri School of Mentorship. This School of Mentorship, we target people who are in business and they are struggling. We also target people in business, but they need expansion, like Optiven. We also target people in career and they are thinking to start their own businesses, or people who are senior managers and they are managing businesses wherever they are, because being a business owner, not a must that you must be a director. You can be a business owner because you are a manager like Steve Mbugua. Steve Mbugua is a business owner of Optiven because he is leading teams and he is also developing business. And this mentorship, I don't refer from textbooks from anywhere. It is my own 24 years experience of business. Some of the topics I teach these people is the topic of giving, philanthropy. And I tell them the importance, how they can be able to register their own foundation and how they can do philanthropy. I teach topics like tithing, for example. I mentor about cash flow management, how to build visibility as a business? How can you be very visible? How can you be competitive? And I do it for 6 months. And all we need to do is to go to this website, www.georgewachiri.com, www.georgewachiri.com. You just go there and register. We are opening up the registration in the next 2 months. You can register there because right now we are doing cohort 5. They are graduating in October. And this cohort 5 is about almost 500 business people and career people. And this thing is working. We have testimonies among testimonies where businesses are thriving. They say success can be copied. If you do only what successful people do, you don't need to do anything else. You'll be successful. So, and that's why the principle we are using on this mentorship. And I'm so happy that it's working. It is great. And we have a lot of testimonials. You go to my YouTube, Dr. Wachiuri YouTube, you see a lot of those testimonials. People who said, George, I made my first 5 million. I made my first 10 million. I made my first 50 million. Let me tell you, just try it. Don't stay there. And I also encourage other entrepreneurs. You can start your own mentorship wherever you are. And then for the students, mainly, we also discover that students who are finishing school, they also need mentorship. Optiven, we have a program for mentorship. Every 3 months, we pick 30 students. We mentor them inside the organization for 3 months. The next intake is September. This year, we decided that diaspora has supported us so much. Now, we are also picking students who are studying here in the US or in Europe or in UK, and you bring them to Kenya for 3 months. And let me tell you, right now we have quite a number, and the changes are amazing. There are those who are coming to Kenya after working with Optiven for 3 months. They say, I want to live in Kenya, I want to do business in Kenya, I want to practice in Kenya. Some are doctors, some are lawyers. We have a case study whereby a young lady came from the UK, did 3 months. I say, Mom, I'm not coming back. I am starting my own law firm. As we talk to you now, she has her own law firm. So it is possible and doable that our children in the diaspora, they can be able to be brought to Kenya to organizations like Optiven. They test how the systems in Kenya, because at the end of the day, these children in diaspora, they are the one to kill, to finish corruption in Kenya.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You have touched on it and you have talked about it quite a lot. Philanthropy. Why did you decide to start? And what have you achieved so far? And what are the intentions behind it?
One of the things that I have discovered that if you want to thrive in life, if you want to be successful, if you want to be counted for as by our maker, by God Himself, it's about touching the less fortunate. Personally, I am a product of philanthropy. I remember when I was going to high school, first year, my mother had no money. I lost my father when I was 7 years. And I saw my mother, may God rest her soul, we lost her 3 years ago. My mother calling other women, older women, for a harambe. They were coming with 2 shillings, 50 cents, 5 bob. And they raised my fees. That thing never left me. I said, God, the time I will have money, I'll be supporting the orphans. And that's why for us, we say, we pick these orphans, 2 orphans per county every year. And that's how Optiven Foundation started. Other than sponsoring these orphans to school, we also discovered there are those other senior citizens that are deserving. We also support them. Girls to be sustained in school. And that's how we said Optiven Foundation is changing lives. Why? Because personally, as a George Wachiuri, somebody contributed towards my life. This is my time to give back. And for all the entrepreneurs, let me tell you, study all the billionaires in the world. They give. Yes. In Kenya, we have Manusha Daria. He is a giver. I think he's the biggest giver. Worldwide, we have this family for Tata. Tata is the biggest giver in the world. I saw some statistics that these men, though late, it is his family, they have given over $105 billion. $105 billion on philanthropy. Kenya, again, look at people like Dr. James Mwangi, Wings to Fly, supporting a lot of children to access school. Look at people like, Vimarsha, they are giving their part. So if you are there, you have an organization, you are an entrepreneur, you are in career, please support somebody, not the people you know. Even Mbugua here has some children that he's supporting. And once you practice philanthropy, once you give back to the community, let me tell you, you attract the resources of the universe. It is possible and doable. Don't be selfish. Be a giver.
you attract the resources of the universe. The universe align for you or with you.
Yes.
Wow, that's a good way of bringing me to a few more pointers as we come to a close. And let's talk economics here. And because we do know that, because I've interacted with you so far in the last couple of days, and I know that investment is very key to you. Maybe let's begin by asking, what brings you to the United States instead of you sending managers to do the work that you do? What really brings you to the United States?
One of the things I like most when I come to United States is when I come and meet our customers. I feel so good that you can be able to find people who are supporting you. You can talk to them. You build that relationship, because they say human beings are social beings. So I am happy when I meet our customers. I am happy when I see the real people like Dr. Kenya here, and that's me. I'm a social person, and I like being social. And I'm happy that every time I go to the US, I come to the US, I see a lot of customers. I go to Australia, I see customers. I go to the UK, I see customers, and I greet them. I feel very satisfied, and also to hear them. How is the service? How are we treating them? And they can give you how they are feeling. And these are the people, once you get the information, you now change areas that you think the customers are not happy. And I'm happy when I meet them across the world.
There's a wisdom with some of the investors here in the United States that I've listened to. And they say, for example, in the stock market, in that area, that if you want to buy stocks, first of all, the first thing you have to do is that company led by the CEO, who is the founding individual who started the company, and he continues to be the CEO. Because if you do, that person believes in what he's doing. He's not working for anybody else, but definitely you are going to invest well. So as you say, you're not only just coming to listen, but you're leading also by examples, as we can see. Now, what message do you have for the diaspora? And I know you have so many of them that have invested in through your company, and you have talked of many, but there are still many of us who are still in the periphery, who want to see evidence. They want to touch and say, nimeimbiwa mara mingi, siwezi kuamini ati kuna mtu ambaye anatoka Kenya who can do good business or genuine or straightforward or honest business. What message do you have for such people?
I really want to encourage, to inspire those people who want to invest back home and they are still fearing. I will tell them that yes, Optiven, we are here, don't fear. For 24 years, we are able to crisscross around the world for 24 years. So if you're there and you've been thinking, which company can I partner with? Optiven, George Wachiuri is here. I am coming to wherever you are. Right now we are in Los Angeles, California. 2 days, in 2 days' time, we'll be in Delaware. In another couple of days, we'll be in Seattle, we'll be in Spokane. So we are coming to wherever you are. So, and when you come to Kenya, please pay us a visit. I always tell people that even as you do with the companies, of course, as Dr. Kenya is telling us, know who are the founders, who are the owners. Are they legit? Are they genuine? For me, I'm a public person. I'm out there. You can be able to get in touch with us. And I want to encourage all those who may really be discouraged. Maybe you invested, money was eaten up. I'm also a victim. I lost over 200 million. So you can try again. When you fail, don't give up. When you fail, it's a lesson. You've already learned your lessons. So you can do it better. But definitely as you invest, it's good to check where are you investing? Whom are you investing with? For us, there are people who come and say, George, me, before I pay you my 10 million, I want a guarantee. We usually do director's guarantee. If you're so fearful, we can give you director's guarantee that if we mess up, we pay you back. Money back guarantee. So please come invest back home. Kenya is beautiful. Please don't swear. Don't tell people that you only invest in America. Hii nchi ni ya wenyewe. Kwetu ni Kenya. Kuja wekeza Kenya. Na unajua ukishawekeza Kenya, you are creating jobs for our people. So the time you see you are saying that you don't want to invest in Kenya, you are killing your brothers, you are killing your sisters because they need jobs. The people to create jobs is not the whites. The people to create jobs are the real Kenyans. So please come and invest. Those who want to run businesses in Kenya. Currently, I'm mentoring about 52 diasporians who want to come back to Kenya and start business. Last year, cohort 3, I mentored 8 diasporians who came back to Kenya, and some of them, they are doing so well. There's one who is doing construction of roads. We are doing it. Please, you are not alone. Come and look for George Wachiuri. I shall walk with you. I will show you the loops, what to do, what not to do, and I can tell you, mentorship works. You are not alone. Come and we partner.
Thank you very much, Mary. Any question, comment?
I just would want to thank you greatly for deep insights shared in this moment, and to say that it's really, again, inspirational and also educative to know there is good business going on that can be done in a straightforward and profitable way. So thank you. And I think the biggest message for me is we can have confidence in investing with a credible company, Optiven. So thank you for sharing your story.
Well, would have wanted to go on and on. In this discussion, it's vibrant. You are quite engaging, all of you, and makes me feel very happy and very proud of you as Africans who are leading the pride, the group there. And you are not fearing, you are not shy. You are showing up every day, and we see you in the United States almost every year. Now, Steve, do you have any last word?
Thank you so much, Keriako TV, for hosting us here in California, Los Angeles. We thank God for you. And thank you for supporting Optiven, our vision. And thank you to our Dr. Wachiuri, our team leader, for inspiring Kenyans and inspiring people that they can be able to invest back at home. And not only investing, it is investing with #1 real estate company called Optiven Real Estate. So mine is to tell every Kenyans, keep sharing, keep telling people that Optiven is here for you. And when you buy a property with Optiven, you don't only become a customer, you become a philanthropist, you also become part of Optiven family, and we shall pray for you, we shall walk the journey with you, and at the end of the day, you shall be happy. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Yeah, Dr. Wachiuri, as we are coming to wrap it up, and you have talked a lot about the company, and there are some few things that you're doing in this country as you continue, as you embark on this journey of continuing building your company. As you give us your last word, could you possibly also highlight on some of the highlights of your, could you point out us to some of the highlights of your investments where you want Kenyans in the diaspora to invest in? Where they are, what kind of investment it's like?
Well, thank you, Daktari. For us at Optiven, we have 5 levels of investment. We have properties we develop, we call 1-star. We have properties we develop called 2-star. We have 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. 1-star is basic properties whereby we buy a big chunk of land and then subdivide it and then put it there for speculative, and you can buy it, keep it there for 10 years, 20 years. One of them is the one we are selling to children. We are telling that if you have a child in diaspora or in Kenya with only $1,000, this child can have a property that he or she owns, but of course, as a parent, you own on their behalf, only 1,000. And when they come to Kenya, we actually take them by air from Jomo Kenyatta to Malindi International Airport. As we mentor them, talk to them right there on the land. That is 1-star project. Then you have 2-star. 2-star, we have some properties in Konza, whereby we just do the marking phase and grill the roads, waiting for the technopolis to come out. And they are cheaper. They are below 300,000. Some are below 500,000. Then you have 3-star. 3-star is ready to build. We have properties in Kitengela, like Celebrations Gardens. This 3-star, we do compact and marambulos. We plant the trees. We do the water tower. We do the boho. We do the power. And then we put a caretaker there. You can be able to build. Then you have 4-star. 4-star, we add now solar street lighting. We do compacted maram roads. We do solar street lighting. We do the water. We fence it. We put a caretaker, put security, and we give you the house design. So you just come and do what you build. We have these properties in Nakuru. We have a beautiful, beautiful property in Nakuru. It's called the Wachiuri Gardens, Nakuru. Only 18 minutes from Nakuru town. They call it the Pink City. And the first customer is actually building. And this one, they're doing the water. We are doing the gates. We have done the fencing. We have done the stormwater management. It's a beautiful gated community foster. And then we also have a 3-star in Nanyuki. You know, the greater oasis Nanyuki. You can buy 10 acres, 5 acres, 1 acre, and the people are buying this property. 1 acre is 2.8 million, and 1 acre is 379. So you can get something. And guess what? Optiven, we can give you maripo ya pole pole. You can pay with 6 months, 8 months, or even 1 year. You can pay slowly by slowly. Then we have another 4-star in Mombasa, Ocean View Ridge Vipingo, whereby we are doing this is an upgrade between 4-star and 5-star, because we are doing perimeter wall, we are doing solar street lighting, we are doing clubhouse, swimming pool, and with only $14,000 you get a property right there. It's a beautiful, beautiful property. You can view the ocean, and you can find all these properties on www.optiven.co.ke. And guess what? Optiven, there's something for everyone. You don't need to have cash. You only need to have a will. When you have a will, you call this number. This is my personal number: 302-279-6166. 302-279-6166 is available when I'm here and even when I'm in Kenya. You can be able to get something. And guess what? We're also building for customers. So once you buy a property from us, we can build for you. We offer you 360-degree solution. What are you waiting for? Optiven is waiting for you. And Optiven means optimizing ventures. Finally, as we conclude, remember, let's keep developing ourselves. Develop the skills that you have. If you have less skills, develop them further. Don't just be idle. Do something. Don't wait for age to catch up. Number 2, as you develop your skills, also develop what you do with those skills. Don't keep them there in the house. Do something with those skills. And then finally, number 3, develop your network. Network is net worth. The people that you know, it's very, very important. Keep developing that network. That's why when you're here in the US, we are developing our network. Like now, I am a friend of Daktari in the family, with Mary here. We are developing our networks. And then finally, guard your reputation. Guard your reputation. Be a person of integrity. Don't give false promises, because tomorrow you have no other name. Your name is one, Dr. George Wachiuri. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wachiuri, who is the CEO of Optiven Limited and one of the Kenyan's top real estate companies. And when we say top, we have so many people who can speak for them because we have witnessed, we have seen them for years, and we have experienced their work and their investment as a company. Thank you also, Steve Mbugua, one of the managers within the company. And we thank your wife also, Mary Washuka, who is with us here, although not in the studio with us, but she is here with us here in Southern California. And again, for my wife to co-hosting this. And definitely behind the scene, we had Chef Wainaina, who gave us a sumptuous meal, but he was shy to come to the camera, even though he's one of people who are never shy to come on camera. But we also thank him and thank others that he has been working with, and to make this day a great day. We are honored, again, Dr. Wachiuri, to have you in our midst. And whenever you are in Southern California, know that you have a partner, and I hope that we can also continue partnering as we build KWR, which is Keriako Waves Radio. May the Lord bless you as you leave this space to go to, you say Delaware, and then from Delaware to Seattle and all those. And we'll be looking forward to hearing from you. I follow you. I once in a while catch you on your life. I may not stay for long, but I do stay at least to get a nugget or two. So may the Lord be with you again. Much appreciated. Thank you for allowing yourself this late in the night to be in our studio, and we do appreciate. And for our listeners, again, continue listening to our radio at KeriakoWavesRadio.com, Keriako Waves Radio on YouTube. And when you get onto YouTube, be sure to subscribe and also like on Facebook, same Kiriak Waves radio page, and like, share with our friends, and be here and be there, always on the lookout for more content like this. We are so privileged, and we thank God for all of you. So for everybody, until next time, have a very good night. And all of us together, good night.
Good night.
Thank you. God bless. And good morning, Kenya.
Good morning, Kenya.
All right.